Hello student, this is Pallab Darbari, your host, and you're watching Pallab Darbari classes. In today's video, we will see, we will discuss the second chapter of microeconomics. In this video, we will discuss three topics. We will discuss the meaning of consumer, we will discuss utility, and we will also discuss budget line. Let us start with the meaning of consumer. Listen, any person who uses the goods and services for his satisfaction is called consumer. Consumer plays a very important role in the economy. Why he plays a very important role in the economy? Because all the economic activities, that is production, consumption, distribution, is encircling around consumer. Clear? He is the economic agent who consume goods and services for the satisfaction of his unlimited wants. Let us see what is the objective of the consumer. Consumer wants maximum satisfaction from the income or from the money he spent on various goods and services. So there are two approaches to study the consumer behavior. Let us see what are those two approaches. The first approach is utility approach and the second approach is indifference curve approach. With the help of the utility approach, we measure the consumer behavior by the means of utility, which can be calculated in cardinal number, that is 1 2 3 4. So in the case of the utility approach, we measure the behavior in terms of utils, and in the case of indifference curve, we measure the consumer behavior by means of preferences. I just give the example and try to explain the same thing to you. Listen, you are having 100 rupees in your pocket, clear? And you want two tops. So what will you do? You go to the market, ask the shopkeeper to show the top ranging from 40 to 60, and from these top 40 60 you will select the top. You will select two top which can come in 100 rupees. So it means that we are measuring the utility in rupees. In 100 rupees, what is the maximum satisfaction which we get? On the basis of this, you have calculated the behavior. Fine, you have satisfied yourself. The second approach is indifference curve. Unconsciously, every consumer uses indifference curve approach. For example, when we go to the market, we ask the shopkeeper to show different trousers. The shopkeeper shows the trousers to us. The trousers which we like, put it at one side, and ask the shopkeeper to show more trousers. And we select the trousers which we have put aside, and from those trousers we select the trousers which can come within the income. So here we are using the preference approach, we are using the grading approach. Fine. So when we measure the utility on the basis of utils cardinal number, it is utility approach, and when we measure the consumer behavior in terms of preferences, it is called indifference curve approach. I think the point might be clear. We will discuss all these things when we will discuss the topic consumer behavior or consumer equilibrium. Let us discuss what is utility. In a very simple word, we can say want satisfying power of a commodity is called utility. So what is utility? It means want satisfying power of a commodity is called utility. Clear? It is the quantitative measure of satisfaction. We measure the satisfaction in terms of quantity. How much satisfaction I will get if I consume 20 kg, 30 kg, 40 kg. Okay? Or if I consume 1 unit, 3 unit, 4 unit, and so on. It is the want satisfying power of a commodity. It refers to the total amount of satisfaction which a consumer receives from the consumption of goods and services. So utility might be clear. The satisfaction or the benefit the commodity has is called utility. We purchase pencil. Why we need purchase? Why we need pencil and why we are purchasing the pencil? Because pencil is needed by us. Why? Because with the help of the pencil we can prepare notes. So pencil has the utility to us. Why? Because with the use of the pencil we can write. So anything which has the importance to us is utility. Let us discuss the characteristic of utility. The first characteristics of utility is utility depends upon urgency. What it means? It means that if you need the thing right now, you can't wait for the things. It means that you have more utility for the commodity. For example, during the examination time period, we have more utility for the pencil, we are having more utility for the pen and so on. And when the examination is over or during the vacation time period, we are having no utility for the pen or pencil. No doubt pen and pencil is important, it has the utility, but right now for us it has no utility or it has very little utility for us. Let us see the next characteristic, that is utility is subjective. Listen, when I say utility is subjective, it means that utility vary from person to person. For example, take the example of rainfall. Farmers has more utility of rainfall. Why? Because if rainfall is not there, then he is not in the position to do the farming. Why? Because for the farming irrigation is needed, and the rainfall is the basic source of irrigation for him. At the same time, the potter don't have the utility of the rainfall. Why? Because of the rainfall, all his work has totally stopped. The rainfall has totally obstructed his work. The rain is the same, but one person see the rain as a benefit and the other person see the rain as a curse. So we can say that utility vary from person to person. Or here we can take the example, a hungry person gets more satisfaction from chapati in comparison to the person who is not hungry. Next, utility is measurable. At the time of discussing the topic utility, we have seen that there are two ways to measure the utility. One is cardinal approach is there and the ordinal approach is there. So utility is measurable. It can be measured in terms of utils or it can be measured in terms of preferences. So utility is measurable. Let us see a little bit. Cardinal utility approach, this is given by Marshall, which measures utility in quantitative orders like 1, 2, 3, 4. This unit of utility is called utils. Ordinal utility approach, it is also known as indifference curve approach. This is given by Hicks and Allens. It measures utility in qualitative order like first preference, second preference and so on. But we will discuss all these topics in detail. It will definitely ask in MCQ. Next feature, utility is not equally useful. Higher utility does not always measures greater usefulness. Example, if a person is having a habit of booing, it doesn't mean that drinking liquor is beneficial for him. No doubt he is deriving the satisfaction from the liquor, but is the liquor beneficial to him? Answer is no. So higher utility does not always measures greater usefulness. Let us discuss the very important topic, that is budget line. Firstly, I just give the glimpse and then we will see what is being written over here. Listen, budget line means a graphical presentation showing different combinations of purchasing two goods within the limited income. So what is budget line? It is a graphical representation showing different combinations of purchasing two goods within the limited income. Let us see. Budget line is the locus of point. It means any point on the budget line is called locus of the point that represents such bundles of two goods. It means set of two goods that the consumer on which consumer's expenditure is extracted equal to consumer income. It means graphical presentation showing different options of producing two goods within the limited income giving equal satisfaction to him. Clear? The budget line shows various combination of two goods which can be purchased by a consumer at a given price of two commodities. Let us see the other name of the budget line. The other name of the budget line is price line. In the paper, they can ask you define price line. So don't be confused and perplexed when they ask you define price line, because both are the same thing. Let us see the properties of the budget line. Very important, mostly can be asked in 3 marks. First, it is a negatively sloped line or it is downward sloping. The question is why it is negatively sloped and downward sloping, since the income is limited. If a person want to increase the purchase of one product, definitely he has to sacrifice the purchase of another product. Why? Because in the limited income, the quantity of both the goods cannot be increased. So if the quantity of one goods will increase, definitely there will be a fall in the purchase of another goods. So there is a negative relationship between those goods, and when we represent the relationship in a curve, it is always downward sloping. Downward sloping means like this one. It means down, left to right, left to rightward sloping. The slope of the budget line is equal to the price ratio of the two goods, px upon py. The ratio, the price ratio of two goods determine the slope of the budget line. The budget line change with the change in income of the consumers or with the change in price of the commodities. We will discuss this thing in detail. The equation of the budget line can be expressed as px1 qx plus py qy less than equal to m. It means that the expenditure either should be equal to money or should be less than money. It cannot be greater than money because we can only incur the expenditure if we have money. So either the expenditure should be equal to money or should be less than income. Income means disposable income. Budget line can be represented in two ways. We know that there are two ways of representing anything. First is through the schedule, second is through the curve. Firstly, we try to explain the budget line through the schedule. See, budget line, suppose consumer consumes two commodities, X1 and X2. The money which he has in the pocket is 100 rupees. That is the income which he has. Let us see. See, two goods he is purchasing, X goods and Y goods. This is the quantity and this is the quantity. These are the different options. Option 1, A, he will not purchase X goods, but he will purchase 20 X2 goods. B option, 5 X1 goods and 16 X2 goods. We can see over here, if he is increasing the purchase of one goods, he has to decrease the purchase of another goods. Why? Because the income is limited. What is the income we have? Here the income is 100 rupees. So at 100 rupees, he want to purchase the commodities which should be equal to money. Expenditure, we know expenditure incurred by A and the expenditure incurred by B should be equal to money. Clear? Here we can say, what is the price of X commodity? Here the price of X commodity is 4 and the price of Y commodity is, or X2 commodity is 5. So we can say option A, he is not purchasing X1 commodity, but he is purchasing 20 Y2 commodity. It is equal to expenditure, that is 100 rupees. B option, 5 unit of B he is purchasing, X1 he is purchasing and 16 unit of X2 is purchasing. The money is the same. Next option C, X1 commodity 10, X2 commodity 12. It comes within the limited income which he has. D option, 15 X1, 8 X2 comes within the limited income. E, same thing, and F, the same thing. Clear? Remember one thing, if we have to draw this schedule, fine. So the question is how we can draw the schedule. In the next example, I just tell you how we can draw the schedule. Suppose the consumer is consuming two commodities, X goods and the Y goods. the options available to him is A1, A, B, C, D, E. And we know that in order to increase the consumption of one, he has to decrease the consumption of another commodity. This is the expenditure which he has. And we know that in the case of budget line, the slope is a straight line. Remember one thing, when the slope is a straight line, it means marginal rate of substitution. This in the case of consumer equilibrium, we have marginal rate of substitution. We don't have marginal rate of transformation. So the margin rate of substitution should be constant. And what is the margin rate of substitution? It means the change in loss in y and gain in x. Fine. The ratio between the loss and gain is called marginal rate of substitution. Clear? Take the same gap. Take the same gap. Here we can say that the gap between the x commodity is 1. And here we can see the gap between the y commodity is 2. So here the gap is 2. Here the gap is 1. Clear? Okay. So the ratio is 2:1. Expenditure definitely we can see. So here the gap is 2. So we presume that the price of x is 2. Here the gap is 1. So in the case of y, we presume that the price is 1. Remember one thing, what we have to do is we have to reverse the price. In the case of y commodity, we can see the gap is 2. So the price of x commodity we presume is 2 rupees. And in the case here we can see the gap is 1. So presume that the price of y commodity is 1 rupees. Clear? So we can see every time we get the same expenditure. This is how we can draw the schedule. This is the shortcut just to draw the schedule. You can see the ratio is the same. And the ratio is px upon py. So what is the price of x commodity? 2. So I have taken it 2. What is the price of y commodity? 1. So I have taken it 1. Here the price, here the total money which we have in the pocket is 8 rupees. So we can see the same price is coming. The second way is through the curve. This is the budget line. It will touch both the axes, x-axis and y-axis. Let us see and discuss the shape of the budget line. Remember one thing, the budget line change with the change in income and the change in price of the commodity. Suppose the income of the consumer is increasing. If the income of the consumer will increase, what will happen? The consumption of y will increase and the consumption of x will also increase. So what will happen? The budget line shift from BL to B1 L1. Clear? Suppose the income of the consumer decrease, what will happen? It will shift leftward side, that is B dash dash and L dash dash. So here we have seen when the income increase, it will shift to rightward side, and it will, if the income decrease, it will shift to leftward side. If there is a increase or decrease in the price of X goods, then what will happen? It will shift to this side and it will shift to this side. When the price will increase of X commodity, what will happen? The shape will be like this one. It will shift to BL1. And if the price of X commodity decrease, we have seen if the price of X commodity decrease, the shape will be like BL dash, and if the price increase, the shape will be like BL dash 2. It will shift to little bit leftward side. The price of bananas will increase, what will happen? Let us see. The shape will be like this one, which we can see. There will be no change in the demand of apple, only there will be a change in the demand of bananas. Why? Because either he can purchase more or he can purchase less because of change in the price of bananas. The shape will be like this, which you can see. If the price of both the goods decrease, then it will shift to B dash L dash, and if the price of both the goods increase, then it will shift to B dash dash B L dash dash. Let us see utility. Utility refers to the situation that a consumer expects to derive from the consumption of a particular goods. It is a subjective concept and vary from person to person and from time to time. We have seen that there are two approaches, cardinal and the ordinal. As the utility can be cardinal, so it can be expressed in terms of utils. Let us see the types of utility. There are two types of utility. Number one, total utility, and number two is marginal utility. Let us discuss total utility and the marginal utility. Total utility refers to the total satisfaction which a person derives after consuming the entire unit of a commodity. Marginal utility means additional satisfaction which a person avail after consuming additional unit of a commodity. The total satisfaction which you get after eating a complete pizza is called total utility. And after eating one bite of pizza, what is the additional satisfaction which you get after taking additional bite of a pizza? That is called marginal utility. Features of total utility. First is total utility depends upon urgency. Utility is subjective. Utility is measurable, and the utility is not essentially useful. We have discussed all these things. First, let us see the features of utility. Utility depends upon urgency. If you need the things right now, you might be having more utility for the commodity. Utility is subjective, it means it varies from person to person. Utility, there are two approaches to measure utility, cardinal and ordinal approach. Utility is not essentially useful. We have discussed all these things. I'm just giving the glimpses of the topic. Let us see the relationship between total utility and marginal utility. Try to understand it through the schedule. What is the thing which you are seeing over here? We can see that the total utility is increasing. Marginal utility is falling down, becomes zero and becomes negative. Total utilities keep on increasing, and after fifth unit, after consuming fifth unit, total utility start falling down. Clear? So we can see as long as marginal utility is positive, total utility is increasing at a diminishing rate. Why I say it is increasing at a diminishing rate? Because the gap between the utilities keep on falling down. First the gap is 8, then the gap reduced to 6, then gap reduced to 4, then gap reduced to 0. So we can see that the gap is keep on falling down. So it is total utility is increasing. Second unit 8, it increased to 8, it increased by 8. Third unit increased by 6, fourth unit increased by 4. So we can see that the total utility increasing, but the percentage of increase is falling down. So we can say that the total utility is increasing at a diminishing rate. When the marginal utility becomes 0, what happens? Total utility is maximum. 28 is the maximum, yes or no? And when the marginal utility turns to negative, total utility start falling down, which we can see that after fifth point, it is falling down. Relationship, very important, it can be asked in the paper. When total utility is increasing at a diminishing rate, marginal utility is decreasing, we have seen. When the total utility is maximum, marginal utility is 0, that also we have seen. When total utility start falling, marginal utility becomes negative. Try to see the same thing through the curve. We can say that here the total utility is increasing and marginal utility is falling down. It is increasing at a diminishing rate. The point at which marginal utility is 0, total utility is maximum, and this particular point is called point of saturation. It means after this point, total utility will fall down. So after that, after the point of saturation, what is happening? Marginal utility is decreasing, is turned to negative, and the total utility is falling down. Here we can say when the total utility is marginal utility is positive, TU is increased, we can say it is decreasing. When it is 0, TU is maximum, we can see. And when the MU is negative, here we can see MU is negative and TU is decreasing. That's all we have in this video. Thanks for watching. God bless you all.